Success isn't waiting for you. It's hiding behind the things you refuse to face. For over 4 decades, I've studied the invisible forces that weave the tapestry of human destiny, the thoughts that spark creation, the choices that carve paths, the inner fire that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Of all the truths I've uncovered, one shines as the cornerstone, a truth so simple, yet so profound it can reshape your life in a single heartbeat. You become what you think about most of the time. Yet, so many of you listening now are not succeeding. Not because you lack talent, not because the world is against you, but because your thoughts are holding you captive. Your dreams burn like stars within you. Your potential is a boundless ocean, but something inside is stopping you, keeping you stuck, keeping you small. Today, we're going to face that something with courage, with clarity, with power, and unlock the life you were born to live. This is why you're not succeeding. A message for those of you who start but don't finish, who dream but don't act, who long for success but find yourself trapped in the routine of someday. If you're a young entrepreneur, a freelancer, a student, or someone searching for purpose, this is for you. A clarion call to uncover the internal barriers blocking your path, to rewire your mind, to claim the success you deserve. I've witnessed lives reborn, dreams realized, and legacies etched in eternity, all because ordinary people chose to change their thoughts, to face their fears, to become what they think about. I'm here to guide you, to challenge you, to believe in you, as we explore why you're not succeeding yet, and how the power of your mind can change everything. Stay with me, my friend, because the life you desire is closer than you think. It's waiting behind the thoughts you choose today. Let's begin, and let the magic of your mind light the way to a destiny that shines. You want success. You dream of it. Perhaps a thriving business that changes lives, a creative masterpiece that inspires, a life of purpose that echoes through generations. You've taken steps, made plans, felt the spark of possibility ignite your soul. Yet, here you are, still waiting, still stuck, still wondering why the finish line feels like a mirage in a desert storm. The truth is, success isn't a distant shore reserved for the lucky or the gifted. It's a path you're already on, but something is blocking your way, a shadow dimming your light, a chain holding you back. That something isn't the economy, your circumstances, or the judgments of others. It's inside you. It's the mirror of your mind, reflecting the thoughts you've allowed to define you. Thoughts of fear, doubt, laziness, and limitation. You're not succeeding. Yet, because your thoughts are betraying you, and until you polish that mirror, your dreams will remain just out of reach. Let me speak to you as a friend, as a mentor, as someone who sees the greatness burning within you. You are capable of extraordinary things. You have the talent, the energy, the potential to achieve everything you desire, to build a life that radiates, to weave a legacy that endures. But potential is like a seed buried in the earth. It needs fertile soil to grow, and your mind is that soil. If your thoughts are choked by fear, poisoned by doubt, scattered by distraction, or dimmed by negativity, your potential stays buried, your dreams wither, your life stays small. For over 40 years, I've taught that we become what we think about most of the time, and if you're not succeeding, it's because you're thinking about the wrong things, about what could go wrong, about why you're not enough, about why it's too hard. The hope, the power, the magic lies in this. You can change your thoughts. You can rewire your mind. You can polish the mirror of your mind and reflect a reality of possibility, courage, and success. Let's uncover the shadows in that mirror, name them, understand them, and begin the journey to break free. The reasons you're not succeeding lie within you, hidden in the habits of your mind, the choices you make when the world is silent, the thoughts you let take root in your soul. These are the invisible chains that hold you back, the shadows that cloud the mirror of your mind, the barriers you've built without even knowing it. Until you face them, they'll keep you from the life you're meant to live. Let's shine a light on these barriers, explore their roots, and see why they're stopping you, and how you can dismantle them to step into the freedom of success. Barrier 1. Fear, the thief of dreams. Fear is the silent saboteur, the thief that steals your dreams before you even begin. It's the voice that whispers in the quiet of your heart. What if you fail? What will people think? What if you're not good enough? Fear paralyzes you, keeping you from starting, from trying, from stepping into the unknown where success lives. It paints failure as a monster, a final verdict, when in truth, failure is a teacher, a guide, a necessary step on the path to greatness. I've seen fear stop brilliant people in their tracks. In the 1960s, I met a woman named Ellen, a gifted writer who dreamed of publishing a novel. But fear of rejection kept her manuscripts in a drawer, her voice silenced, her dream deferred. Fear told her, "You're not a real writer," and she believed it, letting her potential fade. Fear is a liar, urging you to stay safe, to stay small, to stay stuck. It's why you hesitate to launch that business, share your art, or chase your calling. But success hides behind fear, and until you face it, you'll never find the courage to move forward. Barrier 2. Laziness, the seductive trap. Laziness isn't just lounging on the couch. It's the subtle avoidance of effort, the procrastination that feels harmless but kills your dreams with 1,000 tiny cuts. It's choosing to scroll social media instead of learning a skill, watching TV instead of working on your goals, saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," when tomorrow becomes next year, next decade, never. Laziness is seductive, a warm blanket that smothers your potential, a quiet sabotage that masquerades as rest. In the 1970s, I knew a man named Robert, a talented artist with a vision to exhibit his paintings in galleries. But he spent his days waiting for inspiration, sketching only when the mood struck, letting laziness win. His canvases gathered dust, his dream faded, his life stayed small. Laziness is why you start projects but don't finish, set goals but don't follow through, dream big but act small. Success requires effort, discipline, the courage to act even when you're tired, even when you don't feel ready. Laziness is the enemy of action, and action is the bridge to success. Barrier 3. Lack of clear goals, the drift of aimlessness. Without a clear goal, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the winds of chance take you, tossed by the currents of life. Many of you aren't succeeding because you haven't defined what success means to you. You want more, but more what? Wealth, freedom, impact. Without a specific destination, your thoughts wander, your actions scatter, your life drifts into the fog of mediocrity. In my radio days, I met a woman named Clara who wanted a better life, but had no clear goal, no plan, no vision, no target. She worked hard, day after day, but aimlessly, her efforts like seeds thrown on rocky ground, yielding nothing. A clear goal focuses your thoughts, aligns your actions, gives you purpose, like a lighthouse piercing the darkness. As I've taught, we become what we think about. But if you're not thinking about a specific goal, you're thinking about nothing, and nothing is what you'll get. Barrier 4. Negative thinking, the poison of possibility. Your mind is a garden, and negative thinking is a weed that chokes your dreams, stifles your potential, dims your light. It's the habit of focusing on what's wrong, your flaws, your setbacks, the world's unfairness, instead of what's possible. Negative thinking says, "I'm not smart enough. I'm too old. I've failed before. Why try again?" It's why you dwell on a bad day instead of planning a better one. why you see obstacles instead of opportunities, why you replay criticism instead of seeking growth. In the 1980s, I knew a salesman named George in Chicago, a man with charisma and charm who could have led his industry. But his thoughts were a litany of negativity. The market's too tough. I'll never make it. Everyone's better than me. His mind was a garden of weeds, and his life reflected it. Small sales, small dreams, a small life. Negative thinking poisons your potential, blinds you to possibility, traps you in a cycle of regret. But you can choose to plant seeds of hope, to nurture thoughts of growth, to cultivate a garden that blooms. Barrier 5. Self-doubt, the heavy chain. Self-doubt is the weight that keeps you from moving forward. The belief that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not worthy enough to succeed. It's the voice that compares you to others, second guesses your ideas, keeps you in your comfort zone where dreams go to die. Self-doubt is a story you've told yourself, a lie you've accepted as truth, but it's not who you are. I've seen it stop countless people. In the 1990s, I met a young entrepreneur named Sarah who had a brilliant idea for a startup, but didn't pitch it because she thought, who am I to compete with the big players? Her self-doubt kept her silent, her idea buried, her potential untapped. Self-doubt is why you hide your talents, silence your voice, settle for less than you deserve. But you are enough, right now, as you are, and success begins the moment you believe it. Barrier 6. Distraction, the thief of focus. In a world of endless noise, social media, notifications, the clamor of daily life, distraction is a barrier that scatters your thoughts, dilutes your energy, and derails your progress. It's the habit of chasing shiny objects instead of your goals, of filling your mind with trivia instead of purpose. Distraction is why you spend hours online, but minutes on your dreams. Why you know more about strangers' lives than your own ambitions. In the 2010s, I met a young writer named Emily, a woman with a novel in her heart. But she spent her days scrolling, researching, losing herself in the digital haze. Her book remained unwritten, her potential a whisper, her life a cycle of wasted time. Distraction is a thief, stealing your focus, your time, your future. Success requires clarity, and clarity requires you to guard your mind against the noise, to choose purpose over chaos. Barrier 7. Lack of resilience, the fragility of giving up. Resilience is the ability to rise after a fall, to keep going when the path is hard, to see setbacks as stepping stones. Without it, you're fragile, easily broken by rejection, failure, or criticism. Lack of resilience is why you abandon your goals at the first obstacle, why you let one no silence your dreams, why you give up when the world tests you. In the 2000s, I knew a young musician named James, a guitarist with a gift for melody, who dreamed of performing professionally. But after a few harsh critiques, he stopped playing, his lack of resilience letting his dream die. Resilience is the fire that keeps you moving, the strength that turns "I can't" into "I'll try again." Without it, your thoughts crumble under pressure, and your potential stays locked away. These barriers, fear, laziness, lack of goals, negative thinking, self-doubt, distraction, lack of resilience, are the shadows clouding the mirror of your mind, the chains holding you back from success. They're not external forces. They're internal choices, habits of thought that you've allowed to define you. But you're not their prisoner. You are their creator, their master, their alchemist. Your mind is the battlefield, your thoughts the weapons, and your power lies in choosing what to think. As I've taught for decades, we become what we think about most of the time, and if your thoughts are dominated by these barriers, your life will reflect them. A life of hesitation, regret, unfulfilled dreams. But here's the hope, the power, the magic. You can change your thoughts. You can rewire your mind. You can polish the mirror and reflect a reality of possibility, courage, and success. Let's explore how to do that, how to transform your thinking and unlock the life you're meant to live. Success begins in the mind, in the quiet forge where your thoughts are shaped, where the raw material of your potential is hammered into reality. If you're not succeeding yet, it's because your mental framework, the way you think, the habits of your mind, is holding you captive, clouding your mirror, dimming your light. But you are not a prisoner of your thoughts. You are their blacksmith, capable of forging the steel of possibility from the iron of limitation. You can rewire your mind, reshape your thinking, and unlock the path to success by embracing 5 powerful principles: awareness, intentional thinking, visualization, mental discipline, and resilience. These are the tools to break the barriers of fear, laziness, doubt, distraction, and fragility, and forge a mindset that creates success. Principle 1. Awareness, illuminating the shadows. The first step to rewiring your mind is to become aware of what you're thinking, to shine a light on the shadows clouding your mirror. Your mind is like a vast ocean, its currents flowing constantly, shaping the shores of your life. But most of you are swept along by those currents, unaware of the thoughts pulling you off course. Fear, doubt, negativity, distraction. Awareness is the act of standing on the shore, observing your thoughts, naming them, understanding their power. When you feel stuck, ask, what am I thinking right now? Is it fear, laziness, self-doubt? In the 1960s, I worked with a young writer named Thomas who couldn't finish his book. When he paused to examine his thoughts, he realized he was thinking, "No one will read this. I'm wasting my time." That awareness was the spark. He saw the lie and chose a new thought. I can write for myself, and one reader is enough. Awareness is your torch, illuminating the barriers in your mind so you could dismantle them. It's the first hammer strike in the forge, the key that unlocks transformation. Principle 2. Intentional thinking, shaping your steel. Once you're aware of your thoughts, you have the power to choose them, to shape the steel of your mind with purpose. Intentional thinking is the act of deciding what to think about, deliberately focusing on growth, goals, and courage instead of fear, failure, or doubt. If you're thinking, "I'll never succeed," choose to think, "I can take one step toward success today." If you're dwelling on a mistake, choose to think, "This is a lesson, and I'm stronger for it." Intentional thinking is like tuning a radio. You can choose the station of possibility or the static of negativity. I've taught for years that we become what we think about, and intentional thinking is how you take control of that process. In my early radio days, I carried a card with my goals, reading them daily to keep my mind focused on service and impact, forging my thoughts with purpose. Your thoughts are your steel, and you can shape them with intention, every moment, every day. Principle 3. Visualization, painting the future. Visualization is the art of seeing your success in your mind before it happens, painting a vivid picture of the life you want on the canvas of your imagination. Your mind is a studio, and visualization is the brush that creates your future, the fire that tempers your steel. Close your eyes and see yourself achieving your goal, running your business, speaking confidently, living with purpose. Feel the pride in your chest, hear the applause, taste the joy, smell the air of victory. Visualization isn't daydreaming. It's mental rehearsal, programming your mind to believe success is possible, aligning your thoughts with your actions. In the 1950s, I visualized my radio show reaching millions, speaking words that changed lives, hearing the gratitude in listeners' letters. That image kept me focused, kept me working, kept me believing. When you visualize, you make your goal real in your mind, and your actions follow, brushstroke by brushstroke, strike by strike. Visualization ensures you're thinking about success, and, as I've said, we become what we think about. Principle 4, mental discipline, guarding the forge. Rewiring your mind requires discipline, the strength to guard your thoughts against negativity, distraction, and doubt, to keep the forge of your mind burning bright. Mental discipline is the practice of consistently choosing positive thoughts, staying focused on your goals, and rejecting the noise that pulls you off course. It's saying no to an hour of scrolling to say yes to an hour of learning. It's silencing the voice of self-doubt with a mantra of belief. It's creating a mental fortress where possibility thrives. I've seen this discipline transform lives. A young entrepreneur in the 1990s who stopped watching TV to study business. A student in the 2000s who turned off notifications to write her thesis. Mental discipline is the bellows that fuels your fire, the shield that protects your dreams, the foundation of a mind forged for success. Principle 5, resilience, rising from the ashes. Resilience is the ability to rise after a fall, to keep forging ahead when the hammer strikes miss, to see setbacks as sparks that strengthen your steel. It's the courage to try again after rejection, to learn from failure, to stand taller after criticism. Resilience turns "I can" into "I'll try again." "I failed" into "I'm learning." It's over into "It's just beginning." In the 1970s, I met a woman named Laura, a teacher who dreamed of starting a community program, but faced funding rejections. Her resilience kept her going, rewriting proposals, finding allies, until her program thrived. Resilience is the fire that keeps your thoughts burning, the strength that shapes your destiny, the spark that turns barriers into bridges. These principles, awareness, intentional thinking, visualization, mental discipline, resilience, are the forge of your mind, the process of turning limitation into possibility, doubt into courage, dreams into reality. They break the barriers of fear, laziness, doubt, distraction, and fragility, replacing them with clarity, purpose, and strength. Your thoughts are the raw material, your mind the forge, these principles the fire that shapes your success. But principles alone aren't enough. You need proof, stories of real people who forged their minds, changed their thoughts, and transformed their lives. Let's turn to those stories to find inspiration for your own journey. The power of thought isn't a theory. It's a force that has shaped lives, built empires, changed the world, and it's available to you, right here, right now. Let's look at men and women who face the same barriers you do. Fear, doubt, laziness, distraction, lack of resilience, but forged their minds, chose new thoughts, and unlocked success. Their stories are proof that you can do the same, that your thoughts can change your life, that you can become what you think about. These are not distant legends. They're people like you, who faced their thoughts, wielded the hammer, and won. Henry Ford, from doubt to determination. Henry Ford, the visionary who brought cars to the masses, faced a world of obstacles, scarce resources, failed designs, skeptics who said affordable cars were a fantasy. Fear could have stopped him, whispering, "You'll fail, you're not enough." Laziness could have kept him dreaming instead of building. But Ford embraced awareness, noticing his doubts, and choosing intentional thoughts. I can find a way. Failure is just a lesson. He visualized a car for every family, seeing it roll off the line, hearing the hum of engines, feeling the pride of progress. Mental discipline kept him focused. Resilience kept him trying. That vision drove him to create the assembly line, launching the Model T, a car that revolutionized the world. Ford's thoughts shaped his actions, relentless experiments, bold innovations. His actions shaped his habits, persistence, ingenuity. His habits shaped his destiny, a legacy of industry and progress. Ford became what he thought about: innovation, determination, success, because he forged his mind with possibility. Andrew Carnegie, from poverty to purpose. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who became one of America's greatest philanthropists, started as a poor immigrant boy, toiling in a factory for pennies. Self-doubt could have trapped him, saying, "You're nobody, you'll never rise." Lack of goals could have left him drifting. But Carnegie used awareness, recognizing thoughts of limitation and choosing new ones. I can learn, I can grow, I can lead. He visualized himself as a leader, studying business by candlelight, seeing libraries bearing his name. Resilience kept him going through early failures. Mental discipline kept him focused. Those thoughts led to actions, building relationships, seizing opportunities, mastering steel production. His actions became habits of ambition and generosity, leading to a destiny that built industries and gave knowledge to millions. Carnegie became what he thought about: purpose, impact, legacy, because he forged his mind with clarity and vision. Earl Nightingale, from struggle to wisdom. Let me share my own story, not out of pride, but to show you what's possible when you change your thoughts. In the early days of my radio career, I faced doubt and failure. My show had few listeners, critics called me ordinary, and fear whispered, "You'll never stand out. You're just another voice in a crowded world." Negative thinking could have stopped me. Distraction could have pulled me away. Lack of resilience could have made me quit. But I chose awareness, noticing those thoughts and replacing them with intentional ones. I can improve, I can connect, I can inspire. I visualized a show that reached millions, speaking words that changed lives, hearing the gratitude in listeners' letters. Mental discipline kept me studying. Resilience kept me broadcasting through setbacks. That vision drove me to refine my message, to pour my heart into every word. The result? A career that touched countless lives, a legacy that endures. I became what I thought about: wisdom, service, impact, because I forged my mind with purpose and persistence. Steve Jobs, from rejection to vision. Steve Jobs, the visionary behind Apple, faced setbacks that would have broken most. Fired from his own company, criticized for his ideas, he could have let self-doubt win, thinking, "I've failed, I'm done." Distraction could have scattered his focus. Lack of resilience could have made him give up. But Jobs embraced visualization, seeing a world transformed by technology, imagining devices that fit in your hand. He used intentional thinking. I can create, I can innovate, I can try again. Mental discipline kept him focused. Resilience kept him rising. Those thoughts led to Pixar's success, to Apple's rebirth, to products that change how we live. Jobs became what he thought about: creativity, innovation, legacy, because he forged his mind with vision and grit. Oprah Winfrey, from pain to power. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and abuse in rural Mississippi, faced barriers that could have crushed her spirit. Negative thinking could have trapped her, saying, "You're nothing, you'll never rise." Fear could have silenced her voice. Lack of resilience could have made her crumble. But Oprah chose awareness, recognizing those thoughts and replacing them with, "I can learn, I can grow, I can inspire." She visualized herself as a voice for millions, standing on a stage, lifting others with her words. Mental discipline kept her focused through setbacks, a failed project, a public criticism, seeing each as a lesson. Resilience kept her rising. Her thoughts shaped her actions, from a local radio job to the Oprah Winfrey Show. Her actions shaped her empire. Her empire shaped her legacy. Oprah became what she thought about: resilience, impact, greatness, because she forged her mind with belief and purpose. J.K. Rowling, from despair to magic. J.K. Rowling, before Harry Potter, was a single mother on welfare, rejected by publishers, battling despair. Self-doubt could have stopped her, whispering, "Your story's worthless, give up." Laziness could have kept her from writing. Distraction could have scattered her focus. But Rowling used visualization, seeing her book in readers' hands, sparking joy in children's eyes. She chose intentional thinking. I can write, I can persist, I can try again. Mental discipline kept her at her desk. Resilience kept her submitting through 12 rejections. Those thoughts led to actions, rewriting, believing, until Harry Potter enchanted the world. Rowling became what she thought about: creativity, perseverance, inspiration, because she forged her mind with hope and determination. Thomas Edison, from failure to illumination. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, faced over 10,000 failed experiments, each one a potential blow to his spirit. Fear of failure could have stopped him, saying, "It's impossible, you're wasting your time." Negative thinking could have dimmed his resolve. Lack of resilience could have made him quit. But Edison embraced intentional thinking. I haven't failed. I've found 10,000 ways that don't work. He visualized a world lit by his invention, seeing homes glowing with light. Mental discipline kept him experimenting. Resilience kept him trying. His thoughts shaped his actions. His actions shaped his habits shaped a destiny that illuminated the world. Edison became what he thought about: persistence, ingenuity, progress, because he forged his mind with optimism and focus. Helen Keller, from silence to strength. Helen Keller, who lost her sight and hearing as a child, faced a world that seemed an impenetrable void. Self-doubt could have trapped her, saying, "You're helpless, you'll never learn." Distraction could have scattered her efforts. Lack of resilience could have made her give up. But Keller chose awareness, recognizing her limitations and thinking, "I can learn, I can grow, I can live fully." She visualized herself communicating, writing, inspiring. Mental discipline drove her to work with her teacher in Sullivan, mastering language through touch. Resilience kept her going through years of effort. Her thoughts led to actions: earning a degree, writing books, advocating for others. Keller became what she thought about: courage, resilience, inspiration, because she forged her mind with determination and purpose. Maya Angelou, from pain to poetry. Maya Angelou, who faced poverty, abuse, and racism, could have let negative thinking consume her, saying, "You're broken, you'll never rise." Fear could have silenced her voice. Lack of resilience could have made her retreat. But Angelou used visualization, seeing herself as a poet, a voice for the voiceless. She chose intentional thinking. I can write, I can heal, I can inspire. Mental discipline kept her writing through pain. Resilience kept her rising through rejection. Her thoughts led to I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, a book that moved nations. Angelou became what she thought about: truth, creativity, impact, because she forged her mind with hope and strength. Walt Disney, from rejection to imagination. Walt Disney, the creator of Mickey Mouse and Disneyland, faced relentless skepticism, fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination, bankrupted early studios, mocked for his dreams. Self-doubt could have stopped him, saying, "You're a failure. Your ideas are childish." Distraction could have scattered his vision. But Disney embraced visualization, seeing a world of joy through animation and theme parks. He chose intentional thinking. I can imagine, I can build, I can inspire. Mental discipline kept him focused. Resilience kept him rising through failures. His thoughts led to Mickey Mouse, to Snow White, to Disneyland. Disney became what he thought about: imagination, joy, legacy, because he forged his mind with creativity and grit. Nelson Mandela, from prison to unity. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years for fighting apartheid, faced injustice that could have hardened his heart. Negative thinking could have consumed him, saying, "You're defeated, your cause is lost." Lack of resilience could have broken him. But Mandela chose intentional thinking. I can unite, I can heal, I can lead. He visualized a free South Africa, seeing people of all races united. Mental discipline kept him studying. Resilience kept him hopeful. His thoughts led to actions, negotiating peace, leading as president, building reconciliation. Mandela became what he thought about: freedom, unity, hope, because he forged his mind with forgiveness and vision. Eleanor Roosevelt, from scrutiny to service. Eleanor Roosevelt, First Lady and human rights advocate, faced personal loss and public scrutiny that could have confined her. Self-doubt could have silenced her, saying, "You're not enough, stay in the shadows." Fear could have stopped her voice. But Roosevelt chose intentional thinking. I can serve, I can speak, I can change. She visualized a world of justice, seeing herself uplifting the marginalized. Mental discipline kept her writing. Resilience kept her advocating. Her thoughts led to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, redefining global justice. Roosevelt became what she thought about: compassion, justice, impact, because she forged her mind with courage and purpose. These stories, Ford, Carnegie, myself, Jobs, Oprah, Rowling, Edison, Keller, Angelou, Disney, Mandela, Roosevelt, are beacons of the power of thought. They faced fear, doubt, and failure, but they forged their minds with awareness, intentional thinking, visualization, discipline, and resilience. They became what they thought about, and you can too. Your thoughts are your power, your forge, your key to breaking the barriers holding you back. Let's turn to practical steps to make that happen, to reprogram your mind for success, to step into the life you're meant to live, starting today. Rewiring your mind for success isn't a mystery. It's a daily practice, a series of deliberate choices that reshape your thoughts, rebuild your habits, and unlock your potential. Here is a comprehensive blueprint, a set of practical, proven steps to break the barriers of fear, laziness, doubt, negativity, distraction, and fragility, and forge a mind that creates success. These are the tools I've seen transform lives: Ford's factories, Oprah's empire, Mandela's unity, my own broadcasts, and they'll work for you if you commit to them, thought by thought, day by day, strike by strike. Step 1. Conduct a thought audit with clarity. For one day, become a cartographer of your mind, mapping the thoughts that hold you back. Carry a small notebook and write down every thought that limits you. Fear, I'll fail if I try. Laziness, I'll do it later. Doubt, I'm not good enough. Negativity, nothing works out. Distraction, I'll check my phone first. Fragility, one rejection means I'm done. Be honest, don't judge, just observe, like an explorer charting a hidden land. At the end of the day, read your notes and circle one thought that appears most often. Maybe it's "I'm not ready," or "it's too hard." This is your biggest barrier, your starting point. For 5 days, continue this audit, noting how often this thought appears, what triggers it, how it feels, and its impact. This thought stops me from starting my project. Awareness is the spark that lights the forge, the map that guides your transformation. After 5 days, choose a second thought to track, building a deeper understanding of your mind shadows. Step 2. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones. For that circled thought, choose a positive counterpart that empowers you, that plants a seed of possibility. I'm not ready becomes I can start small and learn as I go. It's too hard becomes I can take one step today. Write this new thought on a card, in your own hand, with intention, with fire, as if it's already forging your destiny. Read it aloud 3 times daily, morning, noon, and night, for 30 days, with conviction, with belief, letting it sink into your soul, tempering your steel. Pin the card where you'll see it. Your bathroom mirror, your desk, your phone's lock screen, the notebook where your dreams live, the place where your heart listens. When the old thought creeps in, say the new one aloud, replacing the weed with a seed, the shadow with light. After 2 weeks, add a second positive thought to replace another barrier, building a garden of growth. After 30 days, reflect on how these thoughts have changed your actions, and choose a third to add, forging a mindset of possibility. Step 3. Set a clear, specific goal with purpose. Success requires a destination, a clear goal to focus your thoughts, to guide your forge. Take 20 minutes today to write one specific goal for the next 6 months. What do you want to achieve? Start a freelance business earning $1,000 a month. Write a 50-page book draft. Run a 5K in under 30 minutes. Be precise. Make it measurable. Make it yours, a beacon that lights your path, a star in your sky. Write it in your notebook. Then break it into 5 small steps you can take this month, e.g., research freelance platforms. Write 1 page daily. Jog 10 minutes 3 times a week. Create a profile. Plan a route. Each morning, read your goal aloud, letting it shape your thoughts, feeling its pull, seeing its light. For 30 days, take 1 action daily toward your goal, however small, a call, a page, a run. Write down 1 win each week. What did you achieve? I wrote 5 pages this week, and I feel alive. This focus turns your thoughts into results, your dreams into reality, your drift into direction. After 30 days, refine your goal, making it bolder, forging a clearer path. Step 4. Visualize your success with vivid detail. Each morning, spend 7 minutes visualizing your goal as if it's already achieved, painting a vivid picture in your mind's studio, tempering your steel with fire. Close your eyes and see yourself succeeding, signing that client, holding your book, crossing the finish line. Feel the pride in your chest. Hear the cheers of your supporters. Taste the joy of victory. Smell the air of accomplishment. See the light in your own eyes. Make it real. Make it vivid. Make it yours. Write 1 sentence in your notebook about what you saw. I saw myself speaking confidently to a client, my voice steady, my heart full. For 30 days, practice this visualization, letting it program your mind for success, anchoring you in possibility. If doubt or fear creeps in, return to the image. Let it steady you. Let it guide you. After 2 weeks, add a second visualization. See yourself overcoming a specific barrier, like fear or laziness, to strengthen your resolve. Visualization is mental rehearsal, aligning your thoughts with your actions with your destiny. After 30 days, add a third visualization. See your legacy, the lives you've touched, forging an eternal purpose. Step 5. Act despite fear with courage. Fear will never vanish, but you can act through it, shrinking it with every strike of the hammer. Each day for 30 days, do 1 thing that scares you, a small step toward your goal that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Email a potential client, share your work online, ask for feedback, speak up in a meeting, say no to a distraction. Write down how it felt, what you learned, how it moved you forward. I was nervous, but I sent the email, and I feel stronger. Start small, but start now. Action builds courage. Courage builds momentum. Momentum builds success. After 2 weeks, reflect on 1 fear you faced and choose a bigger one to tackle next. Pitch a bigger client. Share a bolder idea. Face a deeper doubt. After 30 days, choose a fear you've avoided for years. Perhaps a conversation, a dream, and act on it, forging a new strength. This habit of action rewires your mind, proving you're stronger than your fears, capable of more than you know. Step 6. Build a disciplined ritual for consistency. Laziness and distraction thrive in chaos, but discipline defeats them, anchoring your thoughts in purpose, keeping your forge burning. Create a daily ritual, a 40-minute block, each morning dedicated to your goal. Use it to write, learn, exercise, or plan with focus, with intention, with fire. Set a timer. Eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone. Close the tabs. Guard your mind like a sacred flame. For 30 days, stick to this ritual, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. Write down one win each week. What did you accomplish? I wrote 7 pages this week, and I feel unstoppable. If you miss a day, don't dwell. Start again tomorrow. Discipline turns thoughts into habits, habits into results, results into success. After 30 days, refine your ritual. Add 10 minutes. Change the time. Add music or a walk to make it yours, a sustainable anchor for your mind. After 60 days, add a second ritual, perhaps 20 minutes each evening for reflection to deepen your discipline. Step 7. Surround yourself with positivity's light. Your thoughts are shaped by what you absorb: people, media, environments. Negative influences, complainers, cynical shows, cluttered spaces dim your mind, cloud your mirror, pull you back to doubt. For 30 days, spend 15 minutes daily with something uplifting: a biography of Disney or Roosevelt, a podcast on growth, a conversation with a mentor who believes in you, a walk in nature that clears your soul. Write down one insight from each session, one idea that fuels your thoughts. Mandela's forgiveness reminds me to let go of grudges. Limit time with negative influences. Unfollow toxic accounts. Skip the news. Say no to draining conversations. Declutter your desk. This positivity nurtures your thoughts, strengthens your resolve, lights your forge. After 30 days, choose one source to revisit weekly, keeping your mind tuned to possibility, your garden blooming. After 60 days, seek out a community, a group, a mentor, a friend who shares your vision, forging a network of light. Step 8. Reflect and celebrate progress with gratitude. Each week, set aside 15 minutes to reflect on your thoughts and actions, like a blacksmith stepping back from the forge. Ask, what thoughts held me back this week? What thoughts moved me forward? What did I achieve? How did I grow? Write down one win, a step you took, a fear you faced, a thought you changed. I replaced "I'm not ready" with "I can start," and I emailed a client. Celebrate it, no matter how small. Buy coffee, take a walk, smile at yourself in the mirror, say, "I'm proud of you," and "I'm just beginning." For 30 days, keep this reflection journal, noting your growth, refining your thoughts, building momentum. At the end of 30 days, read your entries, noting patterns, celebrating progress, setting a new intention for the next 30 days. After 60 days, share your reflections with someone you trust, forging a bond of accountability. Reflection turns progress into gratitude, gratitude into momentum, momentum into success. Step 9. Share your journey with generosity. The power of thought grows when you share it, when you lift others with your mindset, when you create a ripple of change. For 30 days, share one lesson from your journey with someone: a friend who's stuck, a colleague who's doubting, a family member who's dreaming, a stranger who needs hope. Tell them, "I'm learning to choose my thoughts, and it's changing my life." Share a story: Rowling's persistence, Mandela's unity, your own small win, the fire that burns within you. Inspire them to shift their thoughts, to believe in their potential, to act on their dreams. Write down one moment of sharing each week, noting how it felt, how it strengthened your own resolve, I told my friend about my goal, and we're now supporting each other. Sharing reinforces your thoughts, builds a community of growth, creates a legacy of inspiration. After 30 days, commit to sharing monthly, forging a habit of generosity that echoes beyond your life. Step 10. Build a long-term vision for your mind. Your thoughts are not just for today. They're for a lifetime, a legacy, a destiny. After 30 days, set aside 30 minutes to envision your mind's impact over the next year, 5 years, decade. Ask, what life will my thoughts create? What dreams will they bring to life? What legacy will they weave? Write a letter to your future self, describing the person you're becoming, the thoughts you're forging, the lives you're touching. Seal it and open it in 1 year, reflecting on your growth, recommitting to your thoughts. This vision is your horizon, your star, your eternal guide. After 60 days, revisit your letter, add one new goal, and seal it again, forging a mindset that endures. These steps are your blueprint for transformation, your forge for reprogramming your mind, your path to break the barriers of fear, laziness, doubt, negativity, distraction, and fragility to become what you think about. They're simple but profound, practical but powerful, rooted in the stories of Ford, Oprah, Mandela, and countless others who forged their minds and changed their lives. Your thoughts are your power, your steel, your key. Start today, commit fully, and watch your life transform, your dreams take flight, your legacy unfold. Before we reach our final call to action, let's reflect on the tapestry of your legacy, the way your thoughts weave a pattern that extends beyond you to touch the world. Your mind is not a solitary forge. It's a loom, weaving threads of light or shadow that shape your relationships, your community, your eternity. When you choose thoughts of possibility, you weave a thread of inspiration. A colleague finds courage, a friend chases a dream, a child sees hope, a stranger feels seen. When you choose fear or doubt, you weave a thread of hesitation, dimming others, fraying the tapestry with regret. Your thoughts are a gift or a burden you share with the world, and their ripples create a legacy far beyond your own life, a pattern that tells a story of courage, growth, and love. Think of Disney's parks, sparking joy in millions. Think of Keller's advocacy, lifting the voiceless. Think of your own life, the people you love, the teams you lead, the dreams you chase, the difference you can make. Your thoughts shape not just your thread, but the entire tapestry. The relationships you nurture, the communities you build, the future you inspire. Choose thoughts of resilience, and your ripple becomes a wave of transformation, of hope, of greatness. You become what you think about, and your thoughts determine what you think, not just for you, but for the world you touch, for the legacy you weave, for the story you write in the stars. Let's pause to reflect on the eternal dance of thought, the lifelong practice of choosing your mindset, of forging your steel, of weaving your tapestry. Rewiring your mind is not a single act. It's a dance, a daily, hourly, moment-by-moment practice of tuning your thoughts to possibility, of stepping into each challenge with purpose, of rising each time you fall. Life will test you. Doubt will return. Distractions will tempt. Setbacks will sting. But each moment is a new chance to choose your thoughts, to polish your mirror, to dance with courage. Every challenge, a tight deadline, a personal loss, a bold dream, is a stage for this dance, a chance to practice resilience, to forge strength, to shine. I'll share a personal story to illuminate this dance. In the 1950s, as my radio career began, I faced a moment that could have ended my path. My show was small, listeners were few, and critics were harsh. You're too simple. You'll never stand out. Your ideas are ordinary. Fear could have stopped me, whispering, "They're right, I'm not enough." Distraction could have pulled me away. Lack of resilience could have made me quit. But I chose to dance with my thoughts, embracing awareness to see my doubts, intentional thinking to choose. I can improve. I can inspire. I visualized millions listening, their lives changed by my words. Mental discipline kept me studying. Resilience kept me broadcasting. Each day was a step in the dance. Some days I soared. Some days I stumbled, but I kept moving, kept choosing, kept forging. The result? A career that reached millions, a legacy that endures, a life that matters. My thoughts were my music, and the dance was eternal. Each step a choice, each strike a spark. This dance is yours to master, yours to live. Each moment, you choose the steps, possibility or limitation, courage or fear, growth or stagnation. Your thoughts are the music, your actions the movement, your habits the rhythm, your legacy the story. Dance boldly, my friend, and let your life become a masterpiece, a performance that inspires, a tapestry that endures, a light that never fades. My friends, we've journeyed through the truth about why you're not succeeding yet. It's not your circumstances, not your talents, not the world around you. It's the mirror of your mind, the shadows of fear, laziness, lack of goals, negative thinking, self-doubt, distraction, and fragility, the thoughts that shape your reality. But you're not their prisoner. You are their blacksmith, their creator, their alchemist, their dancer. You have the power to rewire your mind, to choose thoughts of possibility, to forge the steel of your potential, to weave a tapestry of greatness. As I've taught for decades, we become what we think about most of the time, and your thoughts are your greatest asset or your greatest obstacle. Look at Henry Ford, who thought of innovation and built an empire. Look at Oprah Winfrey, who thought of impact and changed the world. Look at Nelson Mandela, who thought of unity and healed a nation. Look at yourself, right now, in this sacred moment, standing at the crossroads of your life, ready to claim a future that radiates with purpose, with achievement, with joy, with eternity. You are capable of more than you know, stronger than you feel, closer to your dreams than you realize. But success isn't waiting for you. It's hiding behind the thoughts you refuse to face, the choices you delay, the actions you avoid. The time to face them is now. The person to act is you. The power to change is in your mind. Here's what I want you to do today, in this moment, as you stand ready to polish the mirror of your mind, to forge the steel of your thoughts, to dance the eternal dance of success. Take a piece of paper and write down one thought that's holding you back. I'm too scared to start. I'm not good enough. I'll do it later. I'm too distracted. I'm not resilient enough. Face it. Feel its weight. Let it sit in your hands like a chain you're ready to break, a shadow you're ready to clear. Then, cross it out with a bold, defiant stroke, as if you're shattering a lie, forging a new truth, weaving a new thread. Now, write a new thought that empowers you, that lights your path, that fuels your fire. I can take one step today. I am enough. I start now. I choose focus. I rise stronger. Pin this thought where you'll see it. Your bathroom mirror, your desk, your phone's lock screen, the notebook where your dreams live, the place where your heart listens, where your soul awakens, where your fire burns. Read it aloud 3 times daily for 30 days. Morning, noon, and night. With conviction, with fire, with the certainty that it's reshaping your mind, your life, your destiny, your legacy. Then, act. Make it real. Make it yours. Make it eternal. Today, take one small step toward your goal. Write a sentence. Make a call. Take a walk. Silence your phone for 40 minutes. Believe in yourself for 1 moment. rise after a setback. For 30 days, choose your thoughts daily. Act on them daily. Reflect on them weekly. Keep a journal of your wins, your growth, your courage. Note how a new thought opened a door, faced a fear, sparked a ripple, forged a strength. Visualize your success each morning. See it, feel it, claim it, dance with it. Build a ritual of discipline. 40 minutes each day for your goal, guarded with focus, tempered with fire. Surround yourself with positivity. Read Keller, listen to Disney, talk to dreamers, walk in light. Share your journey with someone you care about, a friend, a colleague, a dreamer like you, a child who needs hope. Tell them, you can change your thoughts, you can change your life. Inspire them, lift them, weave a thread of change, create a ripple that transforms the world. You're not here by accident. You're here because you're ready, because you're powerful, because you're meant for a life that matters, a legacy that endures, a light that never fades, a tapestry that tells a story of courage, growth, and love. The barriers in your mind are not your destiny. They're your opportunity, your forge, your dance, your path to greatness. Your thoughts are your power, your steel, your music, your key. Choose them wisely, act on them boldly, share them generously, and build a life that radiates with success, with purpose, with greatness, with eternity. If you want to know why you're not succeeding, look no further than your thoughts. And if you want to change your future, change your thinking today. This is Earl Nightingale, and I believe in you, with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my faith, with all my fire. Begin now, my friend, and let your thoughts light the way to a life you were born to live. A life that changes you, that changes others, that changes the world forever.